So ever since I did my first impressions video on the WANDRD PRVKE Lite, a lot of people have been asking me how the bag has been. So I figured now would be a good time to do a full review for this bag.
You know how this goes.
Let's start off by talking about the overall build quality and some of its specs. I have taken this bag on a few trips now, on a plane, on a train, and it's been holding up really well. It's minimal, it's lightweight, and really comfortable to wear. In Prague, I was out the entire day. I think it was like 12 hours with the bag, and I barely felt it on my back. First of all, it is an 11-liter bag that expands up to 16 liters with this roll top. Now, it has high quality materials. The outside is a tarpaulin style material that is really weather resistant. It rained a little bit on some of my trips and didn't impact it at all. What I really like is a lot of camera bags, because you have to put them face down on their front, they can show signs of wear and some stains, but with this thing, you just wipe it off with a little bit of soap and water, easy. Zippers, super high quality, fully weather sealed. Really love that. And what's great is this bag specifically comes in a range of colors. So their newest colors are going to be this yellow, Dallo yellow. They have the lavender, they have the new orange, and then they have their other previous colors, which is the tan, the blue, the green, and the black. So lots to choose from, and you can really personalize your setup. They also have these accessory straps, which we'll get into a little bit more later, but again, they come in the matching colors, but you can mix and match to sort of create your own vibe. What I really love most is the back pad on this bag. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Back pad on this bag. It's really nice and foamy and super comfortable. It's really breathable, so I wasn't getting a lot of sweat. On a few of the days I had it against my rain jacket, and it was really great. And again, these straps are super comfortable. I am not always a big fan of these little types of hooks on the bag. It makes it very utilitarian. It's very utility looking. Not particularly my style. I can see how it can come in really useful if you need to hook on a filter case or keys or any other accessories. Now that we talked about sort of the main specs of the bag, let's talk about its usability. Now, first and foremost, the reason why you're all here is because you're looking probably for a camera bag, and it is one of the clamshell designs. So everything that I have in this bag, again, really great zippers. I really do love the zipper pulls. I talked about that in the first impressions. You can just grab them and you're never gonna lose grip with them. Really great. And then the clamshell. So this is everything that I have in my bag right now on a typical travel style trip. I have my camera. This is the A7 III, but normally I have the A7 IV, which I'm filming with right now. This is the 85 lens, fits in there. With space to spare, so you could probably put a 24-70, no problem. This is the 11. I also have the 20, which I'm filming with, which can also go in there if I need to. The DJI Mini 3 Pro fits just right into here. And a microphone goes right here. And then the monstrous DJI remote, which can fit snugly right here. Now, this is sort of one configuration, but let's say you needed to add another lens to this. Super easy to do. You just take the Mavic, pull out the remote, put the Mavic where the remote is, like that, and then you can put a lens here, no problem. What's also good for is a filter pack, which I talked about in my last video. So you can throw a filter pack in here and it goes like that, or you could also throw it up in the top and then have room for that lens. But as I mentioned before, because of the very utility, the straps with all the hooks. Yeah. I don't know why I can't say utilitarian. Whoa, I just said utilitarian. Because of the utilitarian straps, you can really hook it there with like a little carabiner or something like that. And that really works really well. And what I do with this guy here, is I usually put it into a pouch. Any pouch will do. WANDRD makes great pouches, but I just happen to have this specific pouch by this specific brand laying around as an extra bag. And now it's padded and protected. Throw it into my roll top. And boom. What you didn't see when I opened that up was that I also had my editing headphones hiding in there, nice and compact. A lot of people have also asked me how the camera cube is. Super thick padding, really easy to move. You can organize it however you need to. The bag is essentially based off of their camera cube, and so it has that really minimal form factor. Rather than putting a cube into it, it already is basically built in. This piece can actually move and be taken off with the Velcro here. So essentially, if for some reason you need to go on a little day trip and you don't need any camera gear whatsoever, all these little pieces of padding can come out and then you have a little day pack. What's great, and what I should have done earlier rather than do the whole flipping up and super awkward, I easily could have just done this because there's the zipper pulls on this little landing, and now you have my headphones. Tuck in the remote, and then you're all packed. So I should have done that. Peel apart pocket is what they call that. Super awesome. They also have the fleece lined pocket, which is right up here. And in the WANDRD PRVKE Lite, there is no passport pocket here. But when I was traveling, I just kept the passport right here. When they checked for my passport when I was crossing borders, I easily just grabbed it out. I have a cable in here right now. So typically in here, I have my sunglasses or my phone and a passport. Works really easy, super convenient, super easy access. They also have this really nice front pocket. And you can put a little journal or notebook in there. And that's really good. I wouldn't put your passport in there, but it's really great for just some quick documents, something that is maybe a little less valuable. We also have this really, really great bottle pocket right along here. It expands open. But what I like about this one, other than other ones, is it really tucks away nice and tidy, like really nice and tight. It doesn't snap open or anything like that. Really, really good. We also have the accessory straps, which have these different mounting points. I have them mounted across like this. You can easily slip your tripod into that. Or they have mounting points on the bottom, so you can hook them onto the bottom and you can put your tripod or a blanket sort of hanging below, like a lot of people do when they're doing a little day hike. Now, what's really interesting and really cool is if you take these straps, these accessory straps, you can actually do on-the-go camera accessory changing, because what they have is they have a little, I don't know if people knew about this, but they have little straps, little hook points right here on the inside. One here, and then one here, and then one here. So what you can do is you can wear the bag on your front, the chest, and as you let the bag down, the straps will lock into place, and now you have this little sturdy table, and you can change your camera gear on the go. The clamshell also has really great organization. So how I use this is there's two little pockets here. I put full batteries on this side, and when the batteries are depleted, I put them on this side. So I always know full batteries here, dead batteries here. This little slot I use for external SSD drives, cables, and that's all the pockets you have there. And then your laptop sleeve. Now in the specs, they say that it can fit up to a 14-inch laptop. However, I use a 2019 MacBook Pro 16-inch, and it does fit in here with all the gear, and it zips up. So I'll make sure I'll throw in some B-roll so you can see that. Now, one of the things that makes this bag really, really comfortable to wear is their sternum straps. Now, these sternum straps are super easy to use, and at first I thought they were going to be a little bit sketchy because they're plastic and they clip into this plastic rail, and I thought that wasn't going to be as secure as some of the other ones that I have used, which is made with a more metal material. But in fact, it comes on and clips off really fast and really easily. So I actually love this implementation because when I need this strap, I don't want to be fiddling with how quickly I can get it on and off. I just want to quickly clip it in, relieve some pressure from my back, and then clip it away if I need to. Now, one of the things that is essential in a bag for me is top handles. You need to be able to carry it every once in a while, just getting it through the airport or you're putting it up in the train. And if a bag doesn't have this, it just makes it much more awkward to always use these straps. So I love that they have this and they do magnetize together. But I also love the luggage pass through because I'm usually doing a lot of carry on. So quickly slipping this onto your luggage is really, really great. I actually prefer that it sits top like this. Some companies will do a side like this, which is also wonderful, but then all your gear gets shifted a little bit odd, especially if you have stuff in the top here. So you're mostly going to pack it because you're going to be wearing it on your back like this. So when it goes on your carry-on, it should also just sit like this. It just makes everything stay in its place a little bit better. One of the other things that I talked about in my first impressions was having their little tech bag. And this is not a review video for this tech bag, but I love this thing. It's really great. I just put all my chargers, cables, memory cards, and in fact, you could probably put your filters in here instead of using that filter case, but it goes in here and I can slip it in here or in the roll top. But someone also asked me what I had attached to the bag one time. And with these little hooks that actually come included on the tech bag, someone asked me if these hooks came included. Yes, these hooks come included. You can mount it onto here. I've mounted it with this strap right onto this hook. So I've doubled up and I've hooked it on like this. I'll cut to some B-roll of that. And it's really great. So when you're in an airport, you can have your phone charger here at quick access because we all know when we're at the airport, we're scrolling our phones and they're dying fast. So you can hook it onto here. You can also hook it onto the bottom part as well. And it just helps you keep organized all the things that you need access to right away. And then if there's anything sort of important, you can always tuck it into the roll top. Now, even though there's that tabletop function for you to change your gear and change your lenses quickly, most people are going to be using this quick side access. Now, you literally just unzip it and then you have access to your camera. Now, I've used it before. I really like it, but did you see what just happened there? The camera comes out a little strange. So that leads me to sort of my first con, if you can even call cons on this bag, maybe dislike. I don't love that when you use this quick access, you have to put the camera in like this. So when you open it up, you can pull the camera out so that you're ready to shoot like that. But then now when you open up the clamshell, the camera is upside down in the bag. And I don't love that because we're going to load, most photographers are going to load their camera in like this, but when you pull out the access, it's like it's upside down. It's super, super odd. So I don't know, I guess I've never used a clamshell style before. And so I guess people who use clamshells don't really use side access that often, so they don't really worry about it. But it is a problem for me. Another thing that isn't really a con, but something that I have noticed is sometimes the angles here are quite sharp. So the zipper just kind of gets stuck a little bit. It doesn't flow quite as smooth as if the angles weren't as sharp. It's the case with this quick access right here. And it's the same with this little joint right here. Now I understand why they want to do that so they can give you the most room, but sometimes in a hurry, it does sometimes get stuck, not all the time. So that's just a minor nitpick thing. I also mentioned earlier that these top handle straps have a magnet feature, but I do think the magnet strength is not that strong. So in a different iteration, if they used just slightly stronger, it would be perfect. If you just get them close and it snapped together, that would be great. And then pulling it apart would be easy because honestly, it really, there's a very light magnetism to this thing. And well, while it does stay up, it does sometimes, if you knock it, it does kind of just flick open, and that can be a little bit annoying sometimes. And another thing about a roll top bag that you should be aware of, and it's not really a con, but doesn't matter what type of roll top bag you have, it kind of flares out so you can get your gear inside from the top. But when you roll it, notice how it kind of sticks out a little bit. So I was coming from a bag that was very formed. It was just kind of narrow on the top and then came all the way down. And so when I was first using this bag, as I was walking through the small trains, I could feel something getting caught, and I wasn't sure what it was at first, but it was this sort of getting flicked against things, and if it's a bit fuller, it sticks out even further, and then you get caught. Again, none of these are really cons, just things to be aware of when purchasing this bag. Having said all that, overall, I think that this is a beautiful bag, and it is lightweight, it is super easy to use, and the form factor is one of the biggest reasons why I keep coming back to it. It's easy to fit under the airplane seat, up into a train cabin, and because it's a bit smaller, it forces you to really think about what gear you might want to put into it, and it saves your back. Let's put it that way. We've all had 30-pound bags, and my back is destroyed from that. So it's nice to be walking around the city and have this bag. Super water resistant, so you never worry about it when you're in some bad weather. Comes in really great colors, and it has the ability to be customized with the different straps and the accessory bags. And what I love about it is that it doesn't scream camera bag. It's just a really beautiful bag that you can use around the city, and it's fun to use. So that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions that I didn't answer or that I missed, leave them in the comment section below. I will definitely answer them for you. I've already been answering a lot of questions about this bag because it seems like a lot of people are interested in it, and for good reason. So if you're thinking about getting it, definitely jump on that. This is not a sponsored video in any way. You all know where to find WANDRD bags, and so there's not going to be a link or anything in my description. I just hope that you found something useful out of this video. So if you did, consider subscribing, like, share this video with your friends, family, other photographers, bag aficionados, and we'll see you in the next one. So as always, live passionately and stay inspired. Bye.